What did we just do? What is that? Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jacob Williams. I am a professional music producer and composer, and today we're going to be doing something really fun. I've been looking forward to doing something like this on this channel for a really long time. It's actually inspired off of a video series or type of video that I watched like a long time ago. I believe it was Complex that did it, where they would take a producer, a beat maker, a musician, and they would say, hey, you have like 10 minutes to make a beat and you can bring stuff, but we ask that you make it like on the spot and record your process for us to watch for like 10 minutes and we'll see what you make. And I thought it was a really fun thing to watch. I actually got a lot of inspiration and learned a lot from watching other producers and beat makers work on projects in such a limited time frame to make stuff. And for context, when it comes to making music in general, it takes a long time. Like sometimes tracks only take me 2 to 4 hours if the inspiration is high. Other times they might take me days. Even going back and forth with the artist or even another producer, we might be working on it for weeks to months. It really just depends. Trying to squeeze an entire workflow into 10 minutes is a challenge, and it actually adds a lot of sort of ambition to the whole entire thing, which is why I figured this would be a fun way to do it. And my own personal twist I want to throw on it, because I have to do this for work all the time when it comes to emulating different styles and trying to get different reference tracks to fit with what an artist wants. I'm going to try to do my best to sound like a specific artist. And today we're going to be trying to sound like Sophie. And I don't think I can do it. I think it's a very big challenge to sort of undertake for my abilities, but we're going to still try and we're going to have fun. So let me break down the rules of this sort of game or challenge that I've sort of comprised for this video. So the goal is to produce about a 16 to 32 bar long beat. If I make something longer, great. Like if we end up making like A section and a B section, great. But the entire goal is to try to sound as much like an artist as possible before the time runs out. Rule number 2 is I can select up to 2 reference tracks of my choice, and for this we're going to be using Face Shopping as well as Lemonade. Really wanted to make something gritty and trap heavy and just a lot of bass. Getting 2 things that kind of stick to relatively the same lane of Sophie's catalog was probably the best way to go. I wanted to actually use Immaterial, but I think we're just going to stick to these 2 cuts because it's just going to be easier for me to wrap my head around. Rule number 3 is the timer can be stopped or temporarily paused if I need to go listen to the reference again, if I just need a little bit more inspiration, if I just need to draw upon some sort of quick like, oh, okay, just the overall process of making this track needs to fit within that 10-minute window. Rule number 4 in the final rule, and this is kind of something I tacked on. This is something that even these last 2 things weren't in like the source inspiration that I'm using for this thing, but I kind of wanted to add just little tiny things that sort of help the limitations of what we're about to do. But rule number 4 is I can use samples. I can use pretty much any sound that I want to bring to the session. So if there's like a vocal that I want to pre-record before we work on this, or if there's like some special kick drums that I want to bring, that's totally fine, because in the real world of producing beats, we use samples and sounds and resample them all the time. The one thing I cannot do is I can't use any sounds that are from sound packs from an artist or they're from like the producer of that artist. So for example, if we're trying to sound like Chapel Roan, I can't use anything from Dan. If we're trying to sound like Sophie, I can't use anything from the Sophie sample pack. I gotta make it as original as possible, but try to sound like the artist that we're trying to emulate. Quick disclaimer, and I'm gonna put this in every single one of these that we do. This is just for entertainment purposes and to see if I can work against the clock to try to sound like some of our favorite artists. In no way am I comparing my abilities to these artists. We are all unique, we're all creative in our own way, and without further ado, let's just jump right in. Okay. Headphones are on. Let me go ahead and set our timer. We are aiming for 10 minutes. Let's see what we cannot make. Oh God, it's already rolling. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go ahead and grab drums first because I feel like drums are super important. I just use the Drum Machine Designer in Logic. Again, can't use anything from the Sophie sample pack, but what I will use is something from this Top 40 Pop pack. We're just going to drag that over to the kick.
Several bad sample selections later.
The next drum hit of choice that I'm going to use is this sort of mixed ready snare from the Oliver, I think it's the Oliver Power Tools sample pack. Very good for 80s pop, very good for just regular pop. Anything pop, Oliver's got you covered. So we're going to make something that, let's try to, I haven't even decided on a BPM, you guys. Needs to go a little slower. Why not? Yeah, 109. That sounds great. That sounds like a groove to me. Let's go ahead and quantize it. Then from there, the first thing that I noticed actually is that this sounds nothing like Sophie at all. It just sounds like a regular pop drum line. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it more metallic. We're going to make it more distorted and just kind of messed up. Go ahead and do that really quick. Go ahead and EQ this kick. Give it some bit crusher, I guess. Ooh. Bring up the resolution. This is going to sound so bad. I'm so sorry, you guys. Yeah, we'll leave it like that because I don't want to overthink it. Now I'm actually going to kind of drag and copy the same things over to the snare. Now that sounds really kind of low and rumbly, so I think what we need to do next is pitch it up. Sure, yeah, that sounds great. And then what I want to do is I notice Sophie likes to add a lot of like different kinds of distortions to her drums, so we're just going to slap this on there. Some phase distortion just to add a bit of that sort of metallic thing. Again, I don't know how she does the whole like running it through like a tin can type of thing, but we'll do that. And then I'm going to add an echo to it just for extra dimension. I think that nails it. I have no idea. Let's add another compressor on it just to be safe. Oh my god, this is awful, you guys. What am I gonna do? Okay, hold on. I found this obsidian metal sound effect. Let's see what that sounds like. Sure, why not? We're gonna drag it in here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer our snare with it. So if I go reverse, pitch it up a little maybe. Sure, why not? And then we're gonna drag it to the next ones. Oh my goodness, you guys. And then almost sounds a little too ringy, but I can't afford to be picky right now. I'm working against the clock. Let's go to hats. And again, I can't use anything from that sample pack, but let's see what this sounds like. Sure. I like how low and rumbly this hi-hat is, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it a bunch. And then we're going to squish it down. We're actually going to make it like double time. We're gonna like squish it down so that it's like not as long. That way it has a little bit of a higher frequency, and then we're gonna double kind of copy and paste it over. I know you guys are looking at me like I'm crazy, but just hear me out. So that's gonna be our backing hi-hat. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab another one. Oh, that has that nice metallic sound to it. Yeah, why not? We'll use that one. Ooh, I kind of like the swing of that. Hold on. Oh, we might be onto something here. I feel like this is like back in school when you like think that you're doing something really smart for like a project or like an assignment or something, and come to find out you're like completely way off, but the teacher still gives you a somewhat all right grade for it. That's kind of how I feel right now. Yeah, we're going to add that little bit of a swing hi-hat in there. I went ahead and cut it up, gave it some triplet patterns. Let's see how that sounds. Sure. Yeah, that sounds great. Grab like a clap, I guess. I feel like it just needs like a really heavy distortion. That's what it's like missing. Oh, that's better. Okay. Ooh, okay. Yeah, it just needed bit crusher, you guys. We're fine. Does that sound like something Sophie would make, or am I just tripping at this point? Like, it's kind of got that little skittery metallic sort of sound to it. Great. Let's go ahead and like boost it up and then put it in a percussion bus and call it a day, because that's all the energy I have for percussion right now. Now let's move on to the riff, right? Because I want some sort of like synth riff. A lot of Sophie's music has this like really like high pressure sounding sort of synth to it, where it just sounds like it's in a big container. It's very heavily distorted. Sure. No, hold on. This other one. I actually think we should up the unison of it, give it a little more detune. Ooh, I'm kind of messing with that. Let's go. just do? What is that? What literally came out of my DAW right now? Okay, let's go ahead and save it. I don't got time to listen back to it. Let's go ahead and make like another synth, like maybe like a counter melody or something. What does this sound like? Sure, we're just gonna record a random riff with it. Why not? I don't even know what I just did. This is literally my favorite 808 on the planet. I use it in so many songs. It's just so bassy. It's so powerful. It's got a little bit of saturator on it, just innately. Go ahead and add just another compressor to it. Bring it down a bit. And that is all, folks. We're going to take a moment. I'm going to fast forward this next like probably 3 minutes of work that I got to do, and we're going to hear the whole thing mixed and mastered. Okay, for those of you watching and still with me, I admittedly, while I was mixing and mastering the track, just felt so awful not even having an intro. So what I did is I just took the same sound that we made during our production session and just brought it to the front, the really heavy metal synth sound. And I did some sort of like automation envelope. So this really took like 10.5 minutes, maybe 11, but it's a custom challenge. So let's go ahead and jump right in and listen to the fruits of our labor. I'm trying so hard to be face shopping, you guys. Oh, it's so squashed. I wanted to do so much more with that bit crushed right there, you guys. I am so sorry if that just like injured your ears and made it just completely unlistenable, but nonetheless, thank you guys for watching. I had a lot of fun making this. I don't know what's going to happen to it. I might scrap it. I might bulk it out, take some hours and like make it a actual big like track or do something with it. I really like how we ended up making the groove. I know I essentially ripped off Face Shopping, but just did my own chromaticism with it and just went like down a couple half steps. It honestly flew by so fast. I had no idea what I was doing. So I am going to be very much looking forward to editing this challenge and posting it for you guys. But what did you think? Would you want to see more of this? What artists do you want me to try to emulate next? That's an even better question because there are just so many out there that we could really try our hand at doing. That was really fun to film. That was really fun to create for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments and have a great rest of your day.